Live from the beautiful sun-kissed island of Kauai, it's Animal Talking. Today, join Gary and his guests, Tim Schafer, and the crew from What's Good Games. And now, because we still can't really go anywhere or do anything, here's your host, Gary Whitta.
That's right. Adam.
Hello.
Adam, my friend. Let me just turn on the jukebox here. There we go. I'm going to get the jukebox going. TGIF, buddy. It's Friday.
You're feeling or sounding a little hoarse.
Am I? Well, I mean, Adam, this is our third show in 3 days. Not only did we do a banger of a show Wednesday night and a banger last night, we're going to talk about that in a moment. Here we are, less than 12 hours since we went off the air, back again. What is going on? How did we we bit off way more than we can chew? That much is obvious.
Oh, most definitely. Well, you bit it off, and I have to chew.
Yeah, and now you all have to chew what I have bitten off. That's right. I write the checks and you cash them, basically. No, look, just so that we're clear going forward, this is not sustainable. And I want to take this opportunity to sincerely and publicly apologize to my lovely and beautiful wife and executive producer, Leah, who, like me, gets a lot of joy out of the show and is an integral part of the show. But I have been so obsessed with getting this show up on the air, and it takes way more time than I could ever have anticipated. And it's not only taken me away from my work, but it's also taken me away a little bit from my wife and daughter, way more than I anticipated or wanted. And so the big projects going forward is not just continuing to make the show, but doing so in a way that allows me and my family to have some kind of work-life balance. I would like to invite you all right now to fill up the chat and the emotes, with the hearts, and thanks for Leah and my daughter, because not only do they help so much with making the show, they also put up as if I wasn't intolerable enough before the show. Now the show is here and it's taken up so much of my time. I'm we kid around on the show, but I'm 100% serious right now. It's thrown out my work-life balance so much, and I've gotten so kind of obsessed with getting the show up on the air and making it good, that it has really kind of, like I said, thrown out my work-life balance, my family work balance. And I apologize to Leah for everything that it's done to kind of, take me away from the things that I should be doing as a husband and a dad. And we are going to fix that, Adam. We're getting back on track. We are gonna find a way to continue this show, but we're going to do it in a way that is sustainable. And Adam and Leah and Kate and everyone who helps on the show, when we get to the end of the month, we are going to find a way to continue the show in a way that continues to bring us joy, but no longer brings us any aggravation. We're gonna get the work-life balance back on track. What that's probably gonna mean is doing like maybe one. Right now we're doing 3 shows a week. That's not sustainable. Not in terms of day job. Not in terms of my Leah. And of course Leah missed this. She can watch it back on the YouTube. She can watch it on the VOD. Going forward, we're probably gonna cut back to doing either 1 show a week or 2 at the very most. But that will absolutely depend on conversations that I have with you, Adam, with Leah, and with everyone else who helps on the show. But most importantly with Leah, because she's the one who puts up with. She carries most of the burden of me being so insufferable and absent-minded while I make this show. So we're gonna get that right. The show's gonna continue. We're already kind of goofing around with ideas for like a Halloween special. We plan to be on the air for a while. But the way to make that sustainable and to be on the air by Halloween and to prevent me from getting kicked out of my house, not just this house but my real life house, is to find a way to do the show in a way that doesn't impact my family life. I love my wife. I love my daughter. I want to spend time with them. The show has really kind of gotten in between that, and it's not tolerable for me. I'm gonna get back. So Leah, thank you. I love you. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. I couldn't have done this show without you. It wouldn't be half the show it was without you. Adam I could do without, but Leah I really do need. Thank you all for coming and putting up with me. Now that's the bullshit part. Well, it wasn't bullshit. It was very heartfelt, but that's that part over with. Now We've got a lot to talk about. We have amazing guests today. We have Tim Schafer is coming up on the show in just a few minutes. The crew from What's Good Games, Andrea Renee, Brittany Bombacker, and Christine Steimer are all here. I'm excited to hear what's going on in the world of What's Good Games. I know they've got some big announcements, so that's very exciting. But first of all, Adam, of course, we have to. Here's one thing I want to do. Here's one thing I want to do first, and please indulge me or indulge Kenny. So Kenny Fong, we all know the story of our theme music. We found it on YouTube. It was the perfect music. We really wanted to use it. So we tracked down and again, this is the sort of thing, the amazing sort of thing that Leah does. We not only tracked down Kenny, but she tracked down every single member of his band who performed on that track from 2014. She found them all on Facebook using her amazing Facebook foo skills. And we found it's like we wanted because I'm not in the business. I'm a content creator. I don't want to steal content from other creators. So I want to use the theme music legitimately. How do we find Kenny and come to some arrangement with him to use the theme music in the right way? We found Kenny and we came to an arrangement. He was very accommodating. Thank you so much for that. And not only did he send us a cleaner studio version of the 2014 track, he went back, and we talked about this last night, he went back into the studio and re-recorded and rearranged the track and sent us like a new 2020 remaster of the track, which was just amazing. And here's the thing, you've never actually, it's a brilliant piece of music, and it's so great. We've got this amazing new version of it. You've never actually heard it all the way through, like unencumbered. Like it's always got either Snowbike Mike's hype voice over it, or the applause at the end credits. You've never just heard like a really good clean version of it. I'm actually going to upload it to YouTube later in the day, so if anyone just wants to have it, they can have it. But for right now, I'm just going to mute the jukebox. And just for 47 seconds, or 49 seconds in this case, I'm just going to play the theme music, just clean and unencumbered, because it's so good. It's so good. I'm so pleased with it that I'm just going to play it right now. So take it away, Kenny Fong and his band. Wait, hold on. Damn, that's a good piece of music, Adam.
Oh yeah.
What a theme.
So good.
I honestly think that there's so many things that make this show what it is. Obviously I bring something to it, you bring a lot to it. Leah, Kate, the moderators, everyone who contributed items to the set. It's really a community collaboration. And Kenny's music is such a huge. I honestly don't know what we would do. Like, I remember when I had to get on the phone with Kenny and figure out, like, how I could negotiate the rights to the music. I thought, man, if he doesn't play ball, if he wants, like, $1 million for this piece of music, I don't know what we're going to do. Because there's nothing else out there that's as good as that. And I'm so glad that Kenny was so accommodating and helped us out with the music. And now we have this amazing new orchestration of it. I just absolutely love it. So thank you, Kenny. And Kenny is going to be coming up on the show live later in the month. He's going to play saxophone live on the show. And I think we might even be able to get him and a couple of his band members to do a live rendition of the theme and kind of go nuts with it. That is going to be so.
That's incredible.
So exciting. Oh my God. Adam, we got to talk about we're going to get on with the show very, very soon, but we got to talk about last night's show. Last night's show, after we had T-Pain on the show on Wednesday night, I was like, how do we top that? Like, there's no way. We peaked too early. And yet, Adam, last night's show was another, it slapped so hard. We had a couple of technical issues early on with Danny Trejo with the satellite uplink over here on the end, because we're on a remote island here on the island of Kauai. We don't always get a good satellites, but so we had a couple of issues with Danny's audio right at the outset. But then we got it fixed. Danny Trejo was an absolutely delightful guest. Elijah Wood, of course, a delightful guest. And Greg Grunberg, also just a wonderful, wonderful guy. I enjoyed having him on the show so much. We had great guests. And, of course, Adam, we had a wonderful surprise as well. Elijah came to our attention because he showed up on a random Twitter person's island to sell his turnips. This young lady called Jessica. And, you know, he was on CNN and it went viral. It was the whole thing. And we did a nice little thing last night for Elijah and for Jessica where we surprised Elijah live on the show. We actually tracked Jessica down, snuck her onto the island, hid her upstairs. It was so sweet, Adam. She was literally hiding upstairs. Do I have that picture? Let me see if I have that picture. So Jessica was so determined not to be detected by Elijah. I said, go hide upstairs so that Ryan doesn't see you. And she said, okay, well, what if he comes upstairs? So Elijah doesn't see you. And she said, well, what if he comes upstairs? I was like, don't worry, he's not going to come upstairs. And she was like really nervous that Elijah might see her ahead of time. And I'm trying to find the picture. Is it here?
Jessica, just as like a side note, Jessica was like magnificent last night.
Let me tell you something. She came onto a show, and she's just a normal person living her life. And she came onto the show, and she was sitting on a couch with Elijah Wood and Danny Trejo and Greg Grunberg and me, all big stars. And she held her own just incredibly well. And she had the funniest joke of the night. You know, I'm hoping that we created kind of a special memory for her. I just found the picture. Here is Jessica hiding upstairs in my bedroom last night, facing against the wall like something out of the Blair Witch Project. In case Elijah came upstairs and recognized her character, because he knew her character, he would recognize her from when he went. So she was hiding behind my fish in my bedroom, so that Elijah wouldn't see her if he accidentally walked up the stairs. And I forgot to turn the intro off. Sorry, Adam. Cut that. Yeah, there you go. The first mistake of the day. We got it out of the way. I always forget to do that. Yeah, it was so sweet. She hid. And then she came onto the show and surprised Elijah. And, you know, she told me before the show that she was feeling a little bit nervous. I said, don't be nervous. You're going to be great. And she really, really was. And she won over a lot of fans last night. There were people who were calling her Space Queen, We Stand a Legend, like all of that stuff. And it was just great. And I need to say a special thanks to her. I'm actually so glad we brought her on the show, because she actually was responsible for one of probably the best viral moment that we've had on the show. It's going viral all over the internet right now. I got John Boyega retweeting it, Duncan Jones, you know, all the big heavy hitters of the geek world and the internet world are loving this clip. It's going crazy. I thought T-Pain was going to be the top of our viral food chain, and then along comes Jessica out of nowhere and blows T-Pain away. She was so excited to be on the couch with Elijah and with Danny that she just started spinning around, and she created this moment of magic that I'm gonna share with you right now. I'm gonna again mute the jukebox again, go over to monitor 2, and this is the clip from last night. As I've said, we've done probably 30 hours of this show at this point, Adam. If I had to show you any 60 seconds, any 60-second clip from this show that demonstrates what this show is all about, this is the clip, and I'm going to go to it right now. A couple of weeks ago, she was just a regular person living her life on Twitter, trying to make a living selling, you know, turnips. And now she's sitting on a couch as according to The Verge, the hottest talk show of 2020, in between Danny Trejo and Elijah Wood. I mean, what a moment!
Do a spin.
She's so excited. She's so excited. She can't get enough of it. I do want to bring on our next guest. Oh my God! Everyone. You know what? Why not? I'm in. Danny, do you want to spin with us?
Danny,
do you want to spin around?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Let's spin. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's do it. Oh my God.
Saturday Night Live, I break dance.
This is it, Adam. This is the new peak. I thought T-Pain was the peak. I was like, how are we going to top this? Well, this is how we do it. This is how we top it.
I hope someone tunes in right now.
I mean, how do you even explain a moment like that, Adam? That's absolutely
Danny,
insane.
do you want to spin with us?
Do you want to spin with us?
Danny
And he's like,
Trejo.
and he's absolutely, he couldn't wait. And then we did it again at the end of the show, and he got so excited Hold on, do I have? I might have to show that clip as well. Do I have that clip? Oh my god! Hold on a second. It's only like another 60 seconds. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Where are my clips? Give me 1 second here. Okay, here we go. Video. Oh yeah. So then at the end of the show, you know, and I always say in comedy, like, don't do the same joke twice. I think that's often a bad idea. But we, you know, it was so joyful that we ended up doing it again. Now I gotta show this clip here. Let's go to monitor 2 again. And hold on, let me just cue this up real quick. Give me a sec. Oh, can we? All right, here we go. Give me one. This is so fun. All right, so this is the end of the show where Danny got so excited that he ran up he got pulled up the stairs and ran up the stairs and started running around the entire house. He was just completely out of control. Here's the end of last night's show. Oh, can we do the thing where we all run around like mad? Because that was really fun. I want to do that again. Okay. There we go.
I gotta get this will be my cardio.
Oh, Danny's gone upstairs. Danny, come back. He goes sucked up the stairs. Oh my God, Danny, come back.
Riot in Cell Block 9. Yeah.
Roll credits.
Okay, seriously, thank you all so much. We'll be back here again tomorrow morning. I mean, come on.
Riot in Cell Block 9, Danny screams.
Riot in Cell Block 9. And he would know, having been in 4 maximum security prisons in his life. My goodness. That was just one. I'm so pleased that we did that. You know, I don't know what to tell you, but like last night, Adam, we were dancing around with Frodo and Machete in our basement.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know how to start with processing that. Yeah, just absolutely wonderful. Absolutely. We've kept our first guest waiting more than long enough. Actually, first of all, real quick, Adam, we got to check in with your fashion choices. You know, our new wardrobe stylist, Kate Stark, addresses you now, and I don't know if this is the next. This is definitely the next level. I just don't know in what direction. Tell me about this outfit and how you and Kate decided on today's outfit for you.
Well, Kate has had her community looking out for choice items, and then so she provided me with a wide variety of things to pick from, and I picked what looked like the most colorful and outrageous to try and wake myself up for the day.
I'm quite envious of you that you get to wear these crazy fashion choices, because you know this is as casual as it gets for me. The tweed jacket and the waistcoat. This is like my morning show outfit. This is like as casual as I get. Adam, please step out so I can get to my desk. There you go. All right, it's time. It's time to bring on my first guest. He's a legend, an absolute legend in the game, in the video game business. I've known him for many years. He's a good friend of mine. I'm so glad he's coming on the show. He's also rightfully known as one of the funniest people in the games business, or indeed just the planet. Please welcome to the show. I'm so glad he's here. He's a great guest for today. Please welcome to the show the wonderful Tim Schafer.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
It's so nice to be here. Oh my God, a dream come true.
Hello.
Sorry if I was late. I was just checking your turnip prices. So far, so good.
Any good
that
prices?
Sounds good. Check out. No, they're terrible here. This island is famous for their bad prices. I'm trying to get a close up. No,
what are you trying to do here? No. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Just really look into the camera.
Just right into the camera. Just right into the camera. That's how you do it. All right.
Should I sit down?
Tim, come take a seat on the couch. Thank you very
much.
Hi. Hey, how you doing?
It's nice to be here.
It's
doing
wonderful,
great.
wonderful to have you here. I like your character, the green hair and you've got kind of the casual pants and the tuxedo jacket. Like it's you're kind of mixing the formal with the casual wear.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm collecting slowly. You know, I'm building my whole tuxedo outfit. And this does kind of fit. I mean, I got the tuxedo last night from a friend just for the show.
I love it. I love the fact that our guests so often make the effort to dress up for the show. We've had guests
you say so often, like it's not all the time.
Well, I mean, some of our guests have really agonized over how they're going to dress for the show, and we've had quite a few guests who have been quite diva-esque in terms of, you know, that when we have to create an avatar for them, you know, I demand this wardrobe, and we have to try to accommodate them. But Tim, again, you brought your own character here to the island. You're an Animal Crossing player. Did you modify your actual avatar at all, or are you usually wandering around with this green hair, or is that just for the show?
Well, I've had the green hair for a while, and I don't know, because it's not something I would do in normal life, because it would look really strange on me, I think, especially with my gray beard. I'm a little self-conscious about my look. I want to say someone backstage asked me, "What's wrong with my teeth?" Oh, yeah, he's hiding.
Yeah, what's up with the buck teeth?
You thought you were gonna get sympathy, Tim.
Yeah, no sympathy. I don't know. I just
it's a choice. It's a choice that you've made.
I almost accidentally chatted something.
I personally think it's adorable. It's like a kind of little rascals kind of look you got going on there. I like it.
Rascals. It's in honor of my daughter. It's American Girl doll teeth, which you don't understand.
Oh, there you go. That's actually very sweet. My daughter is also very much into American. Tim, has your daughter ever dragged you to one of those American Girl doll stores?
You dragged me. I mean, I was excited. They have really big stores, and you can have tea with your doll clipped to the table.
Yes, we've had a birthday party there. Did you ever take her doll so that you can get the hair salon, get her hair done, get her nails done? It's adorable.
Those things are horrifying to me because I have seen them, and they have the dolls in the chairs. It looks like a hair salon, except for this lady who's seen it all is just ripping through the hair with a brush as hard as she can because they don't have any feelings. I don't know if you know that, but American Girl dolls don't have nerves, and so it's like watching someone getting their hair brushed really cruelly and meanly, like by a mean, like a storybook adopted mother. It's just horrifying.
It's obviously a valuable service that they provide over there at the American Girl doll store. But I gotta wonder if the people that are doing the hair and the nails over there are a little bit embittered because they felt like they would be working in like a real hair salon or something, and now they're doing dolls, and this is like what's happened to me? I don't know.
Yeah. No, it was fine. It was fine. American Girl dolls. We talked a lot more about American Girl dolls on this show than I thought we were going to talk about.
You never know. That's why this show's that's why The Verge called this show the hottest late night talk show of 2020. And we're not even on late at night. We're on in the morning, and we're still the best late night show. I never know what's going to happen on this show. Here's the thing, Tim. With some guests, I have note cards, I have talking points, I do elaborate pre-interviews to make sure that we're all squared away.
Yeah.
With you, because I've known you're my buddy. I've known you for many years. I figured we just talk, we just riff, and we'll make it work.
Yeah. I don't even have anything to plug.
And I love that as well. I love that as well. You're not here to plug anything. Unlike the people at What's Good Games waiting upstairs, I said to Andrea, "Do you want to plug anything?" Next thing you know, she sent me like 20 things to plug. They're the hardest working woman in the games business. No joke. No joke. I'm going to plug them all.
Professional.
As I've said
they're
before,
a lot more professional than I am.
Much more professional. I've said before, if I fulfill the talk show contract here, the social contract. If you grace us with your celebrity presence and bring your milkshake to the yard, attract an audience for me, I will let you plug whatever you want.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Tim, I don't know how far back we go, but it is a lot. I remember I was a cub reporter. I was a bright young cub reporter on PC Gamer. Not even the American one.
I pictured this in my mind.
I remember they flew me out to San Francisco from the UK when I worked on PC Gamer in the UK, and I think that's when I met you for the first time. I think I interviewed you because it was a behind the scenes on Full Throttle that you were working on at the time. I think that's how I first met you.
It's 25 years ago. We just had our 25-year anniversary.
Was that 25 years ago? Is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the 25th anniversary of Full Throttle. That's amazing.
Ugh, can't believe it.
Does it make you feel old?
Yeah. No. The beard and the pain in my knees makes me feel old.
Are you doing anything to commemorate that, by the way, the 25th anniversary?
We did a little... it's hard from the house. We did a little stream. We played the game with Ryan from IGN. We played Full Throttle. But, see, we're a little limited. I don't know if you know about this. People are resorting to strange ways of getting attention on the internet right now.
I've noticed, yes.
Yeah, have you noticed? Just really extreme, desperate moves are being made, and they're working.
Please notice me. Yeah.
People are also desperate to watch. Obviously, looking at some of the numbers on some of these.
The whole
shows.
reason why this show exists and why it works is because no one's got anything better to do. I don't have anything
and
better
we love
to do.
Animal Crossing. We love Animal Crossing.
Also,
I'm playing Animal Crossing all the time.
We genuinely love Animal. Tim, I was a little bit starstruck when I first met you because you had already, even early in your career, you had this amazing reputation in Mansion and Day of the Tentacle, and you already were known as this very talented developer who had made these amazing games, and particularly for me because it's Lucas. Let me ask you this: when you first started working there, was it still Lucasfilm Games, or had it already become LucasArts at that point?
No, it was Lucasfilm Games, and I was really excited because I loved their games for the Atari, like Atari 800 computer, like Ball Blazer, Rescue and Fractalus, and it was amazing. I went to work at the ranch, Skywalker Ranch, and it was beautiful. Craftsman building that George had built out in the woods, and there's Jack Nicholson was walking around doing sound over there. It was amazing. Wow. And I was like, I guess this is what working in the working world is like, right out of college. But no, I knew it was amazing. It was such a great opportunity. Then they kicked us out.
I've done it again, Adam. I put the Corin up live with special Tim Schafer. So I'm going to change it right now. Yeah. Special guest.
You don't want to get the regular Tim Schafer. You want to get the special Tim Schafer.
He's pretty
comes
special.
with extra sauce.
So yeah, and like you, because we're roughly of the same generation, Tim. We're getting up there, and
we're
like, and like you, yeah, and the rest. Like you, I grew up on Rescue and Fractalus and Coronis Rift and the Eidolon and Ball. Oh my God, what a game! Ball Blazer. Why don't they bring back Ball Blazer? What a game that would be if they remade it today. I mean, I guess they kind of did. I guess they kind of did with Rocket League. Is Rocket League the Ball Blazer of today? I don't know.
Rocket League, exactly. It's the Ball Blazer of our time. So you know that I almost didn't get the job because of that game?
How so?
And on my phone interview with David Fox when I was trying to get the job, he's like, "What of our games have you played?" And I was like, "Well, I really love Ball Blaster. I love Ball Blaster." And
oh my God,
David Fox was like, "Oh, Ball Blaster was what it was called when it was pirated. That was the cracked version of."
Oh shit!
And I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow! But you still got the job. You put your foot in it, and you still got the job.
I put my foot in it. Is that good? Is that yeah?
When you put your foot in it, it's bad. You don't want to put your foot in it.
Oh, that was the first part, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay. So
you were just too good.
So you got a job at what was your first job at Lucasfilm Games? What did they have you doing on day one?
I was called a scumlet. A scumlet is like a assistant designer and a writer and a programmer. And so they didn't even know what they were going to do with us. So they just put us in this room and they taught us Scum, which is the scripting language for the adventure games back then.
Scripting. Remind me again. Scripting. What was it?
Script creation utility for Maniac Mansion. They wrote it for Maniac Mansion.
Right.
And they had done the indie games. They did Maniac Mansion, obviously, and then Zack McCracken and the indie games. And they were finishing up Loom when I got there. We were
I love
Loom for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ron was pitching. He had this pitch document called Mutiny on Monkey Island that he was passing around, and they let us kind of goof around in these test rooms that Steve Purcell was there, and so he drew these Sam & Max test rooms, and we were learning Scum by wiring up these Sam & Max offices, and Dave Grossman and I probably did the most jokey stuff, and so that's why Ron picked us for Mutiny on Monkey Island.
So wait, so the Curse of Monkey Island was originally called Mutiny on Monkey Island?
Well, it's a Secret of Monkey Island is the game.
Sorry, the Curse was the second one. Curse was the second.
You're much younger than I am, so you probably played Curse.
I'm not that much younger. I played the original Secret of Monkey Island. God, this is making me so nostalgic. Like I really, the number one. I'm very excited, by the way, about. I got to mention it. I watched the trailer last night for the new Paper Mario, the Origami King. Oh my God, I gotta get in on that. The reason I mention that is because they're the only thing that would make me more like I'm thinking about what is the game announcement that would make me excited the most, and it would be Lucasfilm Games is coming back and they are bringing back all the Rescue on Fractalus, the Eidolon, the Dig, Loom. They're all coming back. Ball Blazer. Oh my God! Can you imagine if they brought all those games back in with 2020 the next gen technology? Come on!
Actually changed or.
Are you talking about reboots?
Completely rebuilt from the ground, not just remastered, new game.
The mere mention is tiring me.
Yeah, I'm tired too. We've been doing. I see what you're saying. I agree with you, but we were doing. We've done remasters for a long time. We did, Full Throttle and Data Tentacle and Grim Fandango remastered, and we and now we're making a sequel to Psychonauts 2. And so we've been kind of in the past for a long time. And even Broken Age was like a throwback to old adventure games. I'm really looking forward to actually making up new stuff, new things people haven't seen before. Are you not? I mean, obviously you've done a couple of them, but are you not generally a fan of revisiting the old days and remastering and things like that? I mean, they're very popular. Well, I wasn't for years. I never did a sequel or anything for many, many years, and we're doing one now, obviously. But then I think afterwards, I like to get back to making up new stuff because you only have so much time on this planet, Gary. You gotta make up as much stuff as you can.
Make something
before you
new.
die.
I couldn't agree more. Elijah Wood, of course, was on the show last night, and it turns out that you and he are buddies. He's appeared. You've worked together before, and when I mentioned that Tim was on the show, he was like, "Oh my God, Tim, I love him." He's I didn't realize that you guys were BFFs, but apparently so.
He is a super nice guy, and he we got to know him because he tweeted about when our Kickstarter for Broken Age is going on. He was like, because he loves like Indiana Jones and Fate of Atlantis is one of his favorite games, and he quotes from it all the time with his brother. And so he agreed to be in our game, and it's in our documentary. He shows up with Rice Krispie squares on the first day. He's just for the crew and everybody, and he was just really delightful to work with, and we had so much fun. And he is doing some other work for us, and he plays a lot of games, and he's a really genuine fellow, as you found out last night.
What a sweetheart! I mean, just the nicest guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely. And Danny Trejo too. I mean, who knew? Just a big old teddy bear.
I didn't know he was such an Animal Crossing person.
And we actually announced it live on the show for anyone who missed it. Danny, not only was he a big hit on the show last night, he's actually going to be going forward our official Animal Crossing correspondent. We're going to be recording live dispatches from Danny's island. It's called Trejo's over on Trejo's Island. We're going to have a recurring segment coming forward on the show called Danny's Diary, and Danny's going to be keeping us up to date on developments on his island, what's going on with his animal friends, and we're very excited about that.
That sounds cool.
Can't wait for the first Danny's Diaries. So Tim, what are you working on?
He was already playing it, right? He was already playing it?
It was like he's not like one of these posers that's trying to get on the show because it's the hottest talk show of 2020.
I'm not a poser. I'm a player.
Like you, like Elijah, like Danny, like most of the guests that we've had on the show, they're on the show. We reached out to them because they're true Animal Crossing players, and some of them are big stars. You know, everybody wants Chrissy Teigen and Brie Larson to come on. I would love to have them. I'm not going to chase them around the block. They know where to find me.
Yeah, Brie
want to come on the show?
They're nerd.
I can get them on in June. I can't get them on in May. They're fully booked, but I can get them on in June. Let's work
it's
something
gone
out.
Your head, Gary. You have just gotten too. You need to increase the size of your head on your.
It's not. You know what? You know what, Tim? It's nothing to do with the size of my head. It's to do with the fact that I'm not in the business of I've got guests booked, and even if you're Brie Larson and Chrissy Teigen saying, "Hey, I want to come on next Monday," I'm going to say, you know what? I can't do next Monday. I got guests booked. I'm not going to bump anyone. I'm not going to turn into that guy. I'm going to bump my friend to get the bigger guest on the show. By the way, speaking of that, let's do a quick plug right now. Speaking of having my friends on the show, just real quick, we've got a great show coming up on Monday. I'm going to just plug it right now. Cliff Bleszinski. So speaking of legendary, we got a legendary game developer on the couch right now. We're going to have another one on the show Monday morning at 9 a.m. Cliff Bleszinski is going to be here on the couch live. Professor Tom Nichols from the...
Oh, damn.
Wow, Tim throwing some shade. Professor Tom Nichols...
I'm sorry. No, it's just that you're not talking about me. You're really disinterested. We're spending a lot of time on this show talking about your other shows.
Real quick. Cliff Bleszinski will be here Monday. Professor Tom Nichols from the Naval War College will be here. Fascinating guy, and one of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers on the planet. And my daughter is her #1 fan. LD Shadow Lady will be on the show. And in fact, when LD Shadow Lady found out that my daughter was a big fan of hers, she specifically requested a DJ set from her DJ alter ego, DJ Cupcakes, and so that will also be happening on Monday.
That's
Cliff Bleszinski, Tom Nichols, awesome. LD Shadow Lady, DJ Cupcakes. See you back here Monday. Tim, let's turn this back to your favorite subject. Let's talk about you.
Yes, thank you. I'm suddenly interested.
Go ahead. I'm all ears.
Compliment your background. Did the show idea for the show start because you got this amazing pattern on your walls?
No, but that's
late night show host?
No, but that's kind of when we realized we could actually do it. We were goofing around with a couch and a desk and the plants, and could we? And it wasn't even the initial project. Wasn't even do we want to do a late night talk show? It was like, could we just for fun recreate a late night talk show set in our basement with the things that we had on hand? And Leah found this kind of cityscape wallpaper, this night sky wallpaper. It's from Sahara, the camel that sells you mysterious wallpapers. Of course.
This is not your normal Nook generic walls.
No, you got to shop. You got to kind of get this on the black market. And I was trying various different wallpapers, and nothing really worked. And Leah said, try this. And when we put this up, it was like, okay, it's going to work. The wallpaper is what makes the show work. Like, I can't do it live on the show right now because once we have guests on the island, the set is locked. But if I put up a different wallpaper right now, like the whole house of cards comes down.
You feel creepy.
It just doesn't feel
and
right. It doesn't work.
And you just legitimately found that just playing the game.
Yeah, Leah got it from Sahara.
Because there are like people at work. Well, we have a couple of different like Slack channels about it, and people are really. There's different ways of playing the game, and I'm not saying there's right and wrong ways, but people get really into like I've got to have everything, and I've got to use like everyone post every day. I mean, turnip prices are one thing. We all need turnip to get our houses paid off and get out of debt. But I'm getting really serious about this. But there's people who are like, share all your fossils so we can finish our fossil museum, and I'm like, I don't see the rush. I don't see the rush of this game to get everything all at once. I mean, unless you're trying to dress up a stage show, and then you really need
I don't get it, Tim. I've talked about this on the show, and I'm actually fascinated to talk to you about it because you're a professional games designer and you think about this stuff all day long. I know that there are min-maxers out there, and there are a lot of games out there that that people want to min-max. This doesn't strike me as the kind of game that is appropriate, and yet people are trying to do it. They got to get every object. They got to finish their museum as quickly as possible. They're time traveling. They're glitching the game. They're doing everything they can to like max out the game as quickly as they can. That to me just strikes me as kind of anathema in terms of what the game is supposed. The game's supposed to be chill and play at your own pace. Why is everyone in such a rush?
But it took me a while to get there, because when I first played the GameCube version. It took me a while to understand the game. At first, I was mad because every time I wanted to like get through my chores for Nook, his store was closed, and I'm like, "What kind of game is this?" And then I finally got back into it, and I had the first. I got really into it, and then I started getting more into it, and then I got obsessed with it, and then I got a strategy guide for it, and I started time traveling and doing all these crazy, going to every holiday to make sure I saw every holiday and getting every fish and everything, and it's like going crazy with it. And then I just all of a sudden like kind of hit this wall where like I maxed out like everything. I had 4 different houses on that same island that were all me in different personalities. And
oh, wow.
It was getting a little too crazy. And then I just chilled out and I just started going to the island every day and just messing around with different like projects and stuff. And I realized this statement about life that the game makes is like every day you got to do a little work. You got to shake some trees. You got to talk to everybody. You got to be a little bit social. You got to and you gotta water your flowers, and then you gotta relax. And like it's like this beautiful statement about how you can't do everything in one day. You can't like finish everything in your life right now. You can just do a little bit every day, and that's enough. And I think that's this really strong statement that the game makes, and I felt it was a very positive influence in my life at that point. After
I think that's a very wise statement, Tim. That you've applied your intellectual skills and vast game experience.
So proud of myself.
No, so look, a couple of when we have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on the show, she's going to be on the guest on the show coming up. I want to talk to her because I have this theory that Animal Crossing is low key the most political game out there, and I want to talk to her about that. But I'm fascinated to be talking to you, Tim, right now. But again, you're right. It's a very philosophical game. It's like you're living on an island. This whole game has kind of like a Jimmy Buffett vibe to it. Like, chill out, sit back. You don't need to go 100 miles an hour. Just chill out. Have a red stripe. Sit down. Chill.
And are you
why does
sharing
everyone
your
have
island?
to rush?
You sharing your island with your wife and daughter, or
we each have our own islands, and we all visit each other's island.
Because you have your own switches.
We have, I have a Switch.
Saying, okay.
Leah has the Baller Animal Crossing Switch because she had to have it. She pre-ordered that day one.
And
my kid has a Switch Lite because it's perfect for her little kid hands.
To teach her about expectations.
Yeah,
you'll always have less than me, daughter. Right? I'll always have the fancy, and you'll always have my leavings, because that's a hierarchy in this house. It's important for them to understand that before they become a teenager.
Wow.
But I love sharing an island with my daughter because it's another lesson in like you can't control everything, because you can make a perfect island and then your daughter will terraform a river right through it, like
I mean that's why I can never share an island. I don't want people messing up my stuff.
It's good. It teaches you patience. Like I'm like, why'd you build your house on your beach? You can't plant anything around. Like, and she plants flowers next to her house on the beach, and they only grow into these little stem shrubs. I'm like, you gotta move these. And she goes, no, I like them there. And I'm like, okay. Okay. So it's learning. It's learning.
I don't even like having visitors on my island, Tim, and it's not because I don't like other people. Well, I mean, I
You're
don't. But that's not the whole reason.
4 visitors on your island at least today.
It's like
every day.
It's because of the and again I've got a legendary game designer on the couch with me here. I want to pick your brains about this. It's because of these absolutely head scratching decisions at Nintendo. They make these wonderful games, but then they confound you with these decisions. I can't use the ATM because someone's picking fruit half a mile away. What's that about? How does that work?
That's always like something like it'll take like a programmer 20 minutes to explain to you. They're like, if we did that, we would have to log out this.
Okay, so Tim, you make games for a living. When you see some of these things that baffle us, like, well, you can only buy one jacket or one, you can buy a jacket and pants in Able Sisters, but you can't buy 2 jackets. I can't use the ATM because someone's on the island. Like, I mean, do you get the sense that there are real technical programming type reasons why those restrictions are in place, or Nintendo's messing with our heads?
Jackets thing.
No.
What do you mean you can buy 2 jackets?
So okay, so you got me started now, Tim. So you go into Able Sisters, right? You go into the fitting room where you try on clothes. I can buy a jacket and pants and shoes. I can basically buy 1 item in each inventory slot, but I can't buy 2 jackets. I can't buy 2 items in the same slot.
You have to wear them out.
I have to go in. I have to go. No, it's nothing to do with that. All I want to do is click on like 8 things that I want and say like check out in my basket. It won't let me do that.
The game's always teaching you to wait, guys. The game's always teaching you patience. Say thank you for teaching me patience, Animal Crossing. I can't have everything I want all the time.
I don't like that you're defending them, because this is really
this optimism is really getting the
there's 2 defenses. One is the design choices they may have made to make sure the game wasn't played that quick. But a lot of things, listening to you talk is like listening to a lot of fans of video games who are mad at designers because, like, why did they make this choice? Why did they make this choice? And a lot of things are not your choice when you're making a game, because you're like, oh my god, we got 2 weeks to go. Can we do this feature or this feature? Well, this feature might explode their Xbox and kill their cat, so we'll fix that bug, and we'll leave this other one. Like, there's a lot of these these are the choices. Okay. Oh, thanks for clapping. But I mean, a lot of them are like, they are design choices. Some things are design choices you make, and some things are just things that it's hard to explain to people why technically it would be almost impossible in the time frame to get them done.
Tim, I'm sure that the good people at Nintendo have excellent and understandable reasons why. Unlike every other goddamn video game on the planet, it takes a minute for a player to enter or exit an online session, and you can only do it 1 at a time. I'm sure they've got excellent reasons for that, and I would love to hear them. I'm sure they've got great reasons. I'm sure they've got great reasons why I can't buy more than 1 jacket at a time.
Your Nintendo. While I'm on the island, I'll try and fix that for you. I'll just dig around.
You're also a game developer.
Get under the hood and use your programming skills to fix this for me, please. I'd appreciate that.
That's how that works.
Angry gamer, why don't you go do a rant on YouTube and get a lot of clicks with
Maybe I will, Tim. Maybe I will.
He's doing that right now.
I mean, that's what I mean. This show is basically turning into a vehicle.
I just want one of you guys on my show so I can tell you how much you suck, and also you nerf shotguns.
Every celebrity guest that I have on here, I invite them to vent about the things in Animal Crossing that they don't like, in the hopes that if enough celebrities complain, Nintendo might actually change something and fix it.
Can I just say, as the editor, he does invite everyone to say that, but before they get the chance to even say anything, he cuts them off and goes into his own rant about what he hates.
Yeah,
it's true.
I can tell.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't think you've yet learned all the lessons of Animal Crossing. I think I look forward to you enjoying a few more months until the peace enters your soul and you start to love it every moment.
But Tim, this whole conversation started with me saying I don't like the min-maxing. I don't like time traveling. I think time travelers are scumbags. They should be eradicated.
Wow.
They should be erased from Animal Crossing history. But
I just told you I had done it. I mean, I reformed. I'm not proud, but I stopped doing it.
Denny Blanco asked the question, when is Jeff Keighley coming on the show? The answer is when hell fucking freezes over.
Oh my god, he's just stopped! Oh god. Jeff's a really nice guy.
Well, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, Tim.
Speaking of going way back, he interviewed me about Grim Fandango. That's how long.
Oh yeah.
Oh, your Full Throttle story trumps that, I guess, because
that's all the way. Are you googling?
You'll
this
always
stuff
be
in the
older
background?
than Jeff. We'll put it that way.
Yeah,
you got that on him. You'll always be
older and wiser. So Tim,
yeah.
tell me about what you're up to right now. Tell me about Psychonauts 2. I mean, that's you're deep into that now, right?
Yeah, we just did an update. It was just me running around my house trying to explain what's going on with Psychonauts 2. But we are deep into that, and it's a lot of it is there, and we're just making it good. And it's the one thing that's been able to keep going. I mean, it has not increased our productivity to be stuck at home, but I think at least writing wise, I'm getting a lot of writing done because I'm home alone. So part of me, I don't want to say this because I know this is a terrible time, right? People are dying and people are out of work, and it's a terrible time for everybody. But there's a part of me that's just was waiting for this. I feel like waiting for it all my life. Like, I don't have to go anywhere. I can stay home and just write. And so I'm catching up on my writing a lot. So
I mean, a lot of us nerds, a lot of us
insensitive,
socially maladjusted people, you know, when the coronavirus hit and people started saying, oh, you know, we're stuck at home. I think a lot of us were like, yeah, welcome to my world. This is what we do. You know, we live
behind training for this all our
lives.
Yeah,
exactly. You adopted the darkness. I was born into it. Absolutely. So you touched upon the idea, Tim, that you always want to be looking forward, not back. That you're not the biggest fan of sequels and reboots and things like that. Psychonauts, obviously, a tremendously beloved game. There's a huge amount of affection out there for Psychonauts, even after all these years. People just love that game. Even with all the fan clamor for a sequel, did it take you a lot of convincing to go back and do a sequel, or were you keen to do it? Like, what was the process there in even deciding to do a sequel?
Well, there was when we finished the game, we did have all these ideas. I did keep this document open for a long time. That was just where I wanted the story to go, and I did a big backstory for it. And there's a lot of history with Raz's family and about this curse and where it came from, and about Ford and why his brain is so kind of scattered. And we did have that story stuff that we wanted to go deeper into, and then put it aside for many years. And it's just started. I feel like it was when we did that. Around the time we did our Kickstarter, there was also that tweet from Mr. Minecraft, if you remember. He was like, let's do this. And for a while, I was like, oh, I think he's going to fund it. All right. And then we told him how much it would cost. He was like, oh, psych. But that put this idea in my head. I was like, well, I couldn't, man. I wonder if we could actually we could crowdfund it. And so we started off with crowdfunding, and then it's being, and then we paid for it. We had our own money for the first time because we were self-publishing games. And we managed to put the funds together, and then we got acquired by Microsoft, which is helping us finish it in style, of course. And so, and it's fun. It is really great to be. It was really fun to be back in the studio with the actors, because it has been, 10, 15 years for some of them, and they sound the same. And it's just nice to be back with those characters again, because you work really hard to make characters real, to make their worlds, to make them feel deep and believable. And so in some ways, coming back to them is very nice and familiar. And it's just fun to be around those talented creators again.
What kind of state is the game in now, development wise, and when are we going to see it?
Well, that's a good question. I'd love to say more details on your fine show, Gary, but I think I won't.
You want to tell us anything?
It's looking good, and you can play the levels, and there's a lot of writing going in. And,
what has been publicly announced? Is there any kind of release date floating out there, or have you just not said anything, like kind of when it's done type situation?
Well, it's definitely when it's done. I mean, it's definitely when it's good enough for people. We're trying to get it done as fast as we can, but we have not announced it.
Termite04 here says he's holding out for a Summer Game Fest announcement with Jeff Keighley. I swear to him, if you do that, if you give that scoop to Jeff Keighley after I had you on my show first, there's going to be some serious beef.
Is there a inciting incident for the deep hatred you guys have for each other? Like,
Jeff, look, why don't you ask Jeff, Tim? Why don't you ask Jeff? He knows what he did. I don't start fights, Tim. I finish them.
I like Jeff personally.
Oh, get Adam.
Wow. Yeah, he is Canadian, great. Let's hear for Jeff Keighley.
Tim, do you have any interest? Tim, do you have any interest in being my band leader and sidekick? Because I'm on the lookout. As of about 10 seconds ago.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Tim, get over there. Adam, move. No, Adam, move off the set. Get all the way off the set.
Sounds like you're gonna have to hire
we're not. This is not a duo. This is not a collab. I want you off the set. So Tim, I want to see what Tim can do.
It's awesome. I like that you got an extra couch just for all these guests. I'm just gonna fart in all the seats just to make sure that they're ready for nice and warm for everybody.
Is there any truth to the rumor that you're personally making Skate 4?
That's a new one. I have never successfully stood on a skateboard in my life. I'll tell you that.
I gotta get Tony Hawk on the show, because he's got that new Tony Hawk remaster coming out. I don't usually do this, but if you want to see Tony Hawk on the show, go tweet at him and tell him about Animal Talking. Let's get him on. He's going to want to promote the show. He's going to want to promote his new remaster. Let's get him on the show. I want to ask him about skateboarding. I don't know shit about skateboarding, so he would know. So I'll ask him.
You should rename the show "Gary Talks About Celebrities."
Tim, I like you.
Adam,
Sorry, Jeff sent me with that one. He was like, "Tim, I want you to tell this one joke."
Adam, don't help him. Don't gang up on me. Come on. Why does it? It's, I'm actually fine with that. And I'll tell you why. You know who my comedy hero is? My all-time comedy hero. It's Jack Benny. I don't know if I have this Sirius radio, satellite radio thing, and there's a channel on there called Radio Classics, and they play all the old radio shows. Have Gun Will Travel. The Shadow, Gunsmoke, Burns and Allen, and the old Jack Benny show. And I fell in love with the old Jack Benny show, and I ended up ordering like this massive archive of CDs of like every Jack Benny show ever made.
You're
Tim,
just pandering to your young Twitch audience right now. Just
they're all furiously googling who the fuck is Jack Benny right now. Well, I'm going to teach as an oldster. I'm going to teach my young audience, my Gen Z audience about Jack Benny. Tim, you're a comedy aficionado. You know who Jack.
I know Jack Benny. He's the "Take My Wife, Please" guy, right?
No? I'm not sure if that was him.
Is that his famous thing? "Take My Wife, Please."
Jack Benny. Used to have the old Jack Benny radio show, and he was in a bunch of movies and the secret to his comedy was, even though he was the
his
Jack
violin.
Benny, well, he famously played the violin terribly. The joke was he was a virtuoso violinist. He could play it brilliantly, but the joke was on the show he played it very badly. And the key, and Jack Benny, I watched this interview with him one time, and he said the key to the comedy is I'm never the one who makes the jokes. It's the Jack Benny show. But I'm always the butt of the jokes. I never make jokes at anyone else's expense. Everyone's around me is always making jokes at my expense, and that's why the show is funny. And that was not my intention. That's where this show has ended up, is what I'm saying.
Well, I think we can help you with that. We can definitely help you with that, can't we? Yes.
Apparently,
we can make
it
sure
was
you're the butt at every joke.
Henny Youngman apparently is the "Take My Wife, Please," according to the
I
chat.
forgot. I'm
going all the way back to Sid Caesar and Your Show of Shows, and all the way back to the very origins of televised comedy. But Jack, I tell you my favorite. I don't know if you've ever saw this clip, Tim. But it's one of my favorite Jack Benny clips. Jack Benny, a cornerstone of his comedy was that he was. Are you falling asleep?
What? Sorry, no, I'm paying attention.
Thank you very much.
I got it. You're talking about Henny Youngman. I got it. Let's go.
Tim, don't worry. I will get the conversation back onto the topic of you very soon. Don't worry.
I'm listening. I love learning about history. Comedy
Jack
history.
Benny, part of his comedy persona was that he was very, very tight-fisted with his money. That he would never give you a nickel. He was very rich, but he would never give you. And of course, and in real life, he was actually very generous. But his comedy character was very tight-fisted, and they got a lot of comedy out of that joke. Jack Benny went, and at the time that he was very famous, there was a very popular TV game show called the $64,000 question. And if you got one question right, you would win $1. Then you could gamble it and win like $2 and $4, $8, $16, $32, $64,000. And they had a celebrity edition, and Jack Benny came on the $64,000 question. He got the first question right, won $1, and took the money. And I just thought that was like that was like a perfect epitome of Jack Benny comedy. Tim, you can wake up now. I'm going to talk about you again.
Oh, sorry. What? Sorry. Hey, I was here the whole time.
Tim, I'm going to ask you a question. Psychonauts 2,
great.
Obviously,
it's going to come out really soon. It's going to be great.
Coming down the pike.
Awesome.
Soon to be announced here on the show. A million miles away from anything Jeff Keighley has anything to do with. And I look forward to you coming back and making that exclusive announcement on the show. Please, and we'll run a trailer. We'll run clips. We can talk about how much we don't like Jeff Keighley. We can do all of these things.
Great.
I'm very excited about that. Let me ask you, so again, you said, so Psychonauts obviously is a game that you're excited to revisit. I'm going to ask you this question. Is there another game in your glorious back catalog that you would be interested in revisiting one down there? If you had to go back and revisit another one of your games from the golden days, what do you think would be a good candidate? What would you be creatively excited about reinvigorating and bringing back to a new audience?
It's just so I like I told you, I feel like I've done that now with Psychonauts, and I feel like really looking forward to moving on to new stuff. I mean, they all have potential, but it's hard. Like Grand Fandango, I don't want to spoil the end for that because it's been out for many years, but like he goes on to another world afterwards, so it's like, how would you do a sequel to that one? Brutal. I would do Brutal again just to work with Jack again because that was so fun. He's really awesome. I know you don't like to talk about celebrities, but
I'm actually glad you brought up Jack Black. I'm glad you brought him up because I know that you guys are good friends. You've worked together. You and he are buddies. This is actually the real reason you're on the show. Tim, can you get Jack Black on the show? Will you give him a call? Will you text him? Will you tell him that he needs to get on the show?
I knew that's what you wanted. Oh, you don't even want me at all.
I had Greg Grunberg on the show.
I
I was worried because I had Greg Grunberg on the show last night. His best friend is J.J. Abrams.
Linda, listen about
They're sitting and waiting for us.
Wait, what's going on? Get off the stage. Get off the stage. Adam,
No.
I swear I will pull the plug on the stream. I will do it. I've got a button right here that says end stream, and I will pull it.
They have wands.
us.
Tim, did you miss us?
Get off the stage.
I knew you couldn't keep them backstage forever. They're like, talk about us.
You're talking about other
Stop
people.
talking about Jack Benny and talk about people who are alive.
Hang out with us three.
He put us in standby.
He put us in standby. Oh, he mad.
He put you into where?
Standby. He put the
Standby.
streams on standby.
Be happy I've still got your mics on. Are they off the stage yet?
I have a job, Gary. I need to get going.
I mean, you're free to leave anytime you want. I'm not
Why
keeping
would
you
I
here.
want to leave?
No one's
I wanna
keeping you
hang
here.
out.
No one's keeping
I'd
you
be
here.
happy to. I'll move down the couch. Look, you guys. I'm just gonna scoot over. I can't get up.
No.
because you're in my way.
You guys are going to go backstairs because you're going to get your you're going to get your grand entrance. Back up the stairs, please. Why is it no one can understand a simple goddamn instruction and hit a mark? When I have professional actors on the show, when I have Elijah Wood, Danny Trejo, they hit a mark, they wait for their cue. When I get amateurs, it's amateur
With a
hour right now.
With a meltdown.
Greg Miller,
Hashtag.
Bombacker, Steimer, and they absolute chaos. All right,
It's
thank you.
boring upstairs. They're bored upstairs. They've gone all over your island. They've bought all the clothes and dug up all your flowers.
Tim,
And now they want to come downstairs.
as long as
and
she doesn't,
party
as
'cause
long as
it's
she
so
doesn't
fun, 'cause
steal
we're-
as long as she doesn't steal my money like Mary Kish.
Oh, really?
Let me
They're
tell you
all
what happened,
upstairs
Tim.
going like, they're
I
talking about Henny Youngman. I gotta get down there.
Mary Kish from Twitch on the show. I was very nice to her.
She's great.
You might
That's
think
all I
so.
hear from Mary Kish.
After she left, she went and shook my money trees, stole my bells, and wrote a note on my message board saying, "Ha ha, I stole your money," and drew a picture of her doing it.
Was that a metaphor for something, or you mean she actually shook?
It was
your
a metaphor
trees
for it was a
stole
metaphor
your bells?
for betrayal.
Good job, Mary Kish. I mean, I would never do that.
I will
would never do that.
I will be very excited to move on to our next guests, the wonderful crew from What's Good Games. As soon as I have a cast iron commitment from you, Tim, that you will talk to your buddy Jack Black and get him on the show. That's all it's going to take to move forward with the show.
Yeah. I don't believe he's yet playing Animal Crossing. I think he's more of a Red Dead Redemption guy. If you watch his channel, which has celebrities on it. Yeah,
So-
and you know who Jack got on his show?
Who?
Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk.
You know what? I don't want to start beefing with you. I got enough beefs going as it is. I got a beef with Ellen DeGeneres. I got beef with Jeff Keighley.
Wait. Is it like one that-
To be fair, the Ellen DeGeneres thing is one-sided. She doesn't even know I exist. But
That's what I thought.
I'm
That's
beefing
what
with
I
her.
thought.
But it's like it's like I'm beefing with a photograph of Ellen DeGeneres. Like there's nothing coming back.
Wait, that sounds like a euphemism for something else too. You
my
shouldn't
God.
beef with a photograph. But whatever works, Gary. Whatever works. Okay, let's.
It's time. It's time, Tim. If you'd be so good to move over to the red couch.
Yeah. I'm ready. I want to say thank you for having me on. I'm going to sit quietly. I'm not going to be like T-Pain.
It is my
be super
pleasure.
quiet.
It is slightly less than it would have been 10 minutes ago, but it is my pleasure to welcome to the show from What's Good Games, Brittany Bombacker, Andrea Renee, and Christine Steimer.
Are we welcome now? Are we finally allowed
Now you are
to be here?
welcome.
Now we're able to be in the downstairs.
Hey.
So, Brittany, you're going to want to get off the couch and get back and try to
Try again.
So, walk into the arm of the couch. That's how you do it. Walk into the arm of the couch.
This happened on Letterman all the time, Gary.
There
This
you go.
is the same
There
thing
you
would happen on Real Talk.
We got it. We always play musical chairs around here, but again, we're learning these weird things. If you want to sit on the side of on the edge of the couch that labels another guest to sit next to you, you have to walk into the arm of the couch, and that's something we're teaching.
That's in How to Be a Talk Show Host 101. They teach
Oh
you
yeah,
that.
I mean we're learning it. We're learning it. Brittany, Andrea, Christine, thank you so much for joining me on the show. Finally,
Yes, thank you for having us.
it's wonderful. It's wonderful to Have you here? Now I have to address this. What inspired? Were you just getting impatient? Did you feel like you weren't getting enough attention? What was it? Why did you feel the need to storm the stage?
Well,
As
also
you did.
your wife kind of suggested
Give us
it.
permission.
Wait, what?
And she gave us permission in the chat.
She did
So
what?
Oh, yeah. She said, I wouldn't blame you for storming the set. And that was like 20, 30 minutes ago. So we were patient.
Yeah.
We were so
Gary.
boring. We like they're so boring. Would you guys just storm the set?
no, Tim, you're great.
They're
No, you're great, Tim.
I said you would probably come on around 9:45, and not long after that, you decided that you were just going to take over the show.
well, it
We
was
came on at 10:05, so that's
10:05.
This is
So
not
not-
this is not a great way to get invited back.
Honestly,
I gotta-
Very honest.
when Tim
When you're a guest in someone's home, Elijah Wood talked. We talked about this last night. When you're a guest in someone's home, you should be
Okay.
nice.
We trashed
Hey,
the
we
green room.
didn't steal your money. We didn't touch your stuff.
Yeah. We
Well,
didn't go
Ma-
snoopy. We
I-
weren't hiding in your bedroom.
Mary didn't steal my money until she was on her way out the door. So I don't know what you're gonna do. You're not
Uh,
out.
Well, did
no,
you-
I'll just leave when
when the
it's
show is over, I'm just gonna minus button you out. I'm not gonna give
Maybe
you
you
the
should be
opportunity.
nice to us, Gary.
Wow.
I'm gonna,
Wow.
listen, do you know how many big celebrities want to get on this show?
Oh my
And
God.
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
blanking them all because I want my friends on. My friends take priority. You guys are my friends.
Aw.
No, that wasn't a compliment. He was just basically saying that he's had
No.
big celebrities on here, and we're only here because
Oh, we're not celebrities. We just emphasizing
Right.
that we're not celebrities. Like I
Right.
want to have
I
real
mean, he's
people,
not
like real
wrong
American.
for me
just
at least. I would say me
Don't play into it.
and Andrea and Brittany are not celebrities.
Do you
Tim,
want to?
might
What's good games? I'm going to give you the opportunity
Please.
to decide how you want to spend your time on the show. Do you want to give me grief or do you want to plug your shit?
I don't want to give you grief. It's really fun.
Okay,
No,
I mean that's
Andrea's
I-
like, we
I'll
want to
start- I'll
plug, and
start
Brittany and I are
closing-
like,
I'll
let's
start-
talk shit.
I'm going to start closing the
Is
browser
there a
tabs
website
now.
where we can find more grief for Gary, like a Twitter handle that can get
Pretty
more
much,
Grief for
pretty much,
Gary.
pretty much everywhere.
That's brilliant, Tim.
Pretty much everywhere. Andrea, so I know you all at like different levels. Andrea, I've known for a long time. I've hosted Kind of Funny Games Daily with her. She's a good friend of mine. Her wonderful husband, John Drake, is a good friend of mine. Andrea's the best.
Wonderful.
Brittany, I know less well. I only met her for the first time at PAX last year, but she's lovely. And Christine, I'm really just kind of meeting you for the first time this week on the show.
I know. I realized we don't even follow each other on Twitter, so I followed you earlier today.
Oh, I'll send you a
Awkward.
follow. I'll send you a
Oh,
follow.
thank you.
I
was
actually,
like, oh.
Christine, I will let you on a little secret. I was convinced for a long time that you. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I don't know if it's true, not true now, but I was convinced for a long time that you don't like me.
What? I don't. What? Why would I not? Why would I not like you?
Well, I mean, I just assume that everybody doesn't like me, so you just fall into that.
Oh,
big
you do
category
it.
to
Okay,
begin with.
I do that too. Actually, I'm always like, yeah, if they don't know me, they probably just hate me. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. But like,
No,
I'm
I've never had an issue with you.
I'm glad to put that behind us.
Yes, me too.
So Christine, let's just clear the air right now. Do you like me?
Oh.
Sure, why not?
All right. Okay.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know you, so it's like you are a net neutral on my playbook,
And that's the thing too. Steimer, she's very
which
particular.
is a good thing.
And that's a good thing. It is a good thing. It's a good thing you're so guarded. So, net neutral, Gary, that's essentially a net positive. So
I mean,
you're
It really
you're in a
is.
good
For any
starting
I
other
don't know, but,
person,
like,
that would be a net positive.
Christine, if you knew what was important to me, saying I don't know you is like that's the dagger in my heart. That's like the worst thing you say. I don't know you.
But you just said you don't know me either. So what's the problem?
That's like saying he's not a celebrity. It's like you told him he's not a celebrity in your heart.
Oh, I mean, I know of you because I was with Greg for a long time, and you and
That's
him
all
are
he
friends.
wants. That's all he
right.
wants.
That's right. But all the time that you knew you were with Greg, and by the way, I just followed you back on Twitter, so I'm glad we
Oh,
put
well,
that
thank
behind.
you.
I'm glad we put that awkwardness behind us. Let's move on. this wonderful new friendship that we're starting right here live on the show. Someone says, but Gary is a celebrity. Yes, but so is Christine, and so they're celebrities. They're What's Good Games. It's like the hottest podcast out there right now, the hottest game site out there. We're going to get into
the hotness.
that. The hotness, the new hotness.
Oh boy.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's talk about what's good games. And well, first of all, I want to talk about your fashion choices. Let me start with you, Brittany. What is going on with the zombie dress that you've got going on here?
Is it not obvious? Okay, so last night I polled my Twitter followers and I said, what do I wear? Do I wear something from Zelda, from Yakuza, or do I go as a zombie? Something from Zelda actually won, but I said, fuck that, I want to wear this zombie dress. But I do have...
Do the walk.
Okay.
Can you do it? Can you
I
do a
do.
zombie walk?
Yeah, do the walk. Yeah, it's really creepy.
Oh, yeah. Do you do that by just like nudging the thumbstick? Is that how you do that?
Yeah. It's an art.
Yeah.
It's an art, you see, and then the surprise. It's like I'm a zombie. Anyway, so I do have a Zelda. I do have a Zelda shirt, but I realized I didn't bring any pants or shoes or socks.
Well,
so I can
trust me,
switch into that later.
If you ever saw T-Pain's performance, you would know that pants are apparently optional on this show.
Oh, perfect. Noted.
I mean, you're wearing a dress. You don't wear pants with a dress necessarily. So I think you're fine.
Andrea, let's talk about you. You're wearing a wonderful kind of tie-dyed What's Good game. Give us a twirl. Let's see how it looks.
Yeah.
Oh, and you brought a wand. Did you bring costume changes?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Gary?
Oh, I can hear you very well.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I brought a wand because I have a couple of different What's Good Games outfits that we have created.
Oh, very cool.
This is our iconic controller icon, and then I don't want to go into my inventory.
Oh, I see you're wearing my glasses, the talk show glasses there.
Yeah, and then this is the one that was fan made.
This is from your community?
Yeah.
I love that.
You take that off right now. That's what I'm wearing.
Yeah, fashion faux pas, Andrea. That's a fashion faux pas right there.
Dang. Everyone's being real sassy today. Fine, I can wear my great costume.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
There we
Yes,
go.
that's adorable.
That's
My
very
husband
cute.
did that.
That's very cute.
I love wine.
That dress looks cozy.
It's very comfortable. I mean, I imagine that my avatar is very.
And Christine, you've gone with kind of a classic look. The What's Good Games shirt, and I like the hat too. Let's see that. Let's have a look.
Wait, let me get back on the couch.
I'm trying.
Go
I'm
over to
trying.
Oh
the
God.
side.
Okay, it's like a
Go.
puzzle game.
Go
There
sit.
we go.
There you go.
I like this. I like this kind of the straw bow tie hat. That's a nice touch. It goes well with the
Thanks.
glasses.
Yeah, I found the tortoiseshell glasses and I was like, yes. And then I don't know. I don't remember where I got this hat. I feel like all this stuff just fell out of the sky except for the shirt, which Andrea already demoed for you. Someone made. And then I just bought these shoes on your island yesterday because I couldn't
wonderful.
find any black flats.
You got some flats, yeah. It's looking
Yeah.
good. Looking good. Good style. I'm giving all three of you a fashion thumbs up. Well, maybe not Brittany because I don't know what's going on
Hey!
there, but the other two,
Listen,
a fashion.
listen.
a fashion thumbs up.
I died in my sleep. There was a zombie attack. I have my Bior strip on my face. I was trying to get out my blackheads. It was just a whole thing. It happened, but at least I made it, Gary.
Okay, let's get into it.
Totally-
What's good?
By
What's
the way,
good
it's totally
games?
fine. You made only the women spin around on your show, Gary. I don't want to cause any scandals or anything.
Are you
but
feeling left out? Tim, come
it's
give
a little-
Tim.
it's just a
Tim,
little-
come,
it's just-
Tim, come
Tim,
give
do
us a
a
12.
twirl.
Come give us a 12. Come
Oh,
on.
thank you. Okay, look, my new tux. Thank
You're
you.
moving too quickly.
It's
We
really
gotta slow
thorough.
down. There you go. Okay.
I know.
Slow
You guys
mo.
are teaching me.
Let's see the butt. If you want to be objectified, Tim, let's really do it. Let's see the butt. Come on. There you go. There you go. That's what I want to see.
He's so beautiful.
In fact, hold on.
He does make me
People
twirl,
always
too.
tell me to do this. I don't usually like doing it, but on this one occasion, okay, let's
try that zombie walk.
really get in here. I want to get face the couch, please, Tim. I really want to get in on that butt. There
Are
we
you
go. There we go.
objectifying my butt?
There we go.
There
Oh,
we go.
wow. Yeah,
Look
that's
at
a
Oh.
good, that's a good
Oh.
zoom.
Hang on. I
Yeah,
can't-
there we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
Okay.
Tim, you may
Okay.
now return to the couch. You've been
Thank you.
objectified.
I'll be
Thank
quiet.
you.
I'll be quiet.
Thank you. Live with special guests. What good games? What's good games? There you go.
What's
You're
good
updated.
games?
What's good games? What's good game? Like I've got every Chiron wrong. So we've got every Chiron wrong so far. I had live with special Tim Taylor, as if he's like
Tim
I
the
mean, he is-
Toolman Taylor?
he is very.
Oh.
I had it all. Yeah.
Tim Taylor.
I want to get Tim
Well, that
Allen.
was
Now
exciting.
I got to get Tim Allen on the show. When are we gonna do a home?
Okay,
improvement
everyone-
meeting?
Long week.
It's early, but we're gonna start a new drinking game. Take a shot every time Gary mentions another celebrity.
Name shots. Name drop shots.
If you watch this show regularly, look, this whole show is, it's a late night talk show. It's celebrity focused. I'm allowed to indulge my celebrity obsession in this show.
I don't. That's not how. Is that okay?
Tim,
Yeah, that's what
do
happens on talk shows.
Do you host a late night talk show?
You're right. You're right. What do I know? I don't know nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Please stay in your lane, all of you. Okay. Let's again. We're so lucky to have all three of the original What's Good Games OGs here. The WGG OGs are here with us. Brittany, Andrea, Steimer. How did you three first meet?
Oh boy. I met Steimer back. So I first started talking about video games on the old IGN community blogs back in the day, and I think that's how Steimer and I met 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, because I worked at IGN, so I worked at IGN and she was an IGN blogger, and then we found each other on the blogs and became
Found
friends.
each other, and we
Yeah.
quickly bonded over banging Dragon Age characters. I believe that's how we
Yes.
first started talking.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think I met Andrea through a panel at PAX East or West. I don't know. It's hard because this industry really is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The industry is so small that I knew I had seen Andrea at many different events and whatnot, but we hadn't actually worked together or talked until that panel, I believe.
And for me and Andrea, I pretty much asked, I was like, Greg, you need to introduce me to Andrea because she's another badass lady in the industry and I would like to meet her. And then he finally did that. And then we became friends.
And did you all hit it off immediately? Were you fast friends?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I think the hard part for us was, particularly with Britt, is that she lived, a couple of states away, and we only ever got to see her at shows. And even now with What's Good Games production, typically only see Britt like once a month. If there's a lot of events happening, we might see her more. But now I haven't seen Britt since PAX. I think PAX East was the last time.
PAX East.
And this is the longest I haven't seen Brittany. We started with.
She misses me.
I do.
So you're all friends, you're palling around, you're great buddies. Who first has the idea of let's create What's Good Games? We should combine our love of games and do some kind of podcast, some kind of let's put all our mutual love of games to good use. Who was the instigator of What's Good Games?
That was Andrea.
So that was kind of something I had been thinking about doing for a while. Back when I was living in San Francisco and I was contracting, I really missed having a weekly show because after Defy Media shut down Game Trailers, my GT News show went away and I was just picking up gigs here and there. And I was like, what can I do to get back to talking about video games every week in a dedicated place? And so I actually spitballed some ideas with Alexa Ray Korea. And I was like, what if we started a show? And so we were kind of brainstorming about what the show would be. And, we talked about doing a podcast. And that's when we were like, well, we can't just do it with the two of us. Who can we bring on board? And Alexa was like, Brittany has a podcast. And I was like, actually, I totally forgot that Brittany has a podcast because I mostly watch Brittany's YouTube channel, Blonde Nerd, and her Let's Play videos. And so I was like, well, let's talk to Britt. And then Britt's like, OMG, we should talk to Steimer. And at the time, Steimer was doing her own channel. And so I didn't think desire to do more content. And lo and behold, did I know she actually was desperately wanting to do content with other people. And boom, What's Good Games.
So
Yeah.
So here's the question that I imagine you asked yourself, and obviously What's Good Games and the content you're putting out there is the answer. I just want to kind of understand the process. Like everywhere, there's a million gaming podcasts. The market's already saturated. What was it about? How did you decide that How did you decide What's Good Games was going to differentiate itself in a very saturated podcast and YouTube channel market? Like there's a million out there. What is it that makes yours different? Like how did you decide you were gonna kind of carve out your own niche in this space?
That's a great question, Gary, and something that we get asked a lot because there's so many people that are wanting to start podcasts. And so our biggest thing was we want to focus on the fact that we all come from different aspects of the video games industry and we all have professional working experience, whether it be doing community management, social media, developer content, media production in general. We wanted to bring all of our combined years, over 30 combined years of industry experience to the podcast to say, hey friends, like we're not just a bunch of fans talking about video games. We actually work industry and have been working.
I love it. I just dropped the What's Good Games URL into the chat. Like, so this is where you would go, right? whatsgoodgames.com if you want to hook into the YouTube channel or the podcast or the Patreon. Like this is kind of What's Good Games Central, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. I'll never forget the day of launching our Patreon. We had no idea what to expect. We set all these goals and we're like, well, maybe if we get, what was our goal, ladies? It was like 5,000, I think.
$500, I think?
No. I mean, to do the video podcast, and we never thought we would reach it.
2,000, yeah.
2,000, yeah, and we never thought we would reach it because we hadn't troubleshooted or done any tech or anything like that. So we launch it and we're expecting to get maybe like $500, maybe like $20, maybe just our parents would support us. And we launched it and the thing just blew up. And that night we're like, well, I guess we got to try to figure out how to do this video podcast because we did not anticipate that happening the first day. And I'll never forget, we had to do that tech demo that night and it was a shit show.
So you guys sent along a really cool trailer for What's Good Games, and it also explains how you can support it via Patreon. I was going to run usually I run like a 60-second or a 90-second clip at most, because you guys had to wait so long because Tim just like won't. It's on and on and on he goes. There's nothing I can do.
He won't stop talking about his celebrity friends.
Him, yeah, Jack Black, Jack Black, Elijah Wood, like, yeah, we get it, Tim, we get it. You know,
you want to hear about Henny Youngman? I can talk about Henny Youngman some more. But that was not me. That was...
So because Tim made you wait so long to come on stage, and I could tell how frustrated you were because of the rampage that you indulged upon before you were officially called on. I'm going to be very nice, and I'm going to run this entire 2-minute and 18-second clip, this trailer for What's Good Games.
Wow.
So sit back and enjoy, and here's the magic.
I think Gary just has to go to the bathroom. Yeah, gotta get to the bathroom. I'm gonna run a 10-minute. I had a coffee.
10-minute ad break.
And muffin. I gotta run a whole trailer.
It is, it's really just an opportunity for me to sit back and reflect on where my life has brought me, Tim. That's all it really is. Please enjoy What's Good Games.
Hi there. We're What's Good Games.
I'm Christine Steimer.
I'm Andrea Renee.
And I'm Brittany Brombacher.
Welcome to our Patreon page. Back in May 2017, we joined forces and launched our very first episode of our video game podcast, where we bring you video game news, commentary, analysis, and funny stuff every week.
Back then, we were not prepared for the incredible response from our combined communities that wanted to see What's Good Games become a thing. And because of your support, we've been able to make streams and videos since the very beginning.
So whether you've been with us since day one or this is your first time here, we want to say thank you for supporting the content that we create.
As we've grown, we've made some mistakes, we've learned a lot, but most importantly, we've had fun while doing so. From backflipping off the earth to Seal Bando stories, we love making content for you and look forward to doing even more.
We've held meetups across the country, taken your questions at panels, and worked with some pretty sweet media partners along the way.
But creating for our patrons is one of our favorite things to do every month, and here's what some of our current patrons are saying about what we do.
We'd love to have you join us, so we decided to expand what we're offering our patrons with new and classic membership options, which you can check out down below. But the podcast will always be free for everyone. We know that you guys have lots of choices for content these days, and we want to thank you for supporting the content that we create.
And thank you for being the best community on the internet.
We appreciate everything you guys do for us.
And we're excited that you're here. Welcome to our Patreon community.
Super cool, guys. Oh, everyone's just running around in the background while we play that? Okay, all right.
I stayed on the couch.
I was getting restless leg syndrome.
Practicing my creepy walk.
Don't mind me. The bathroom.
I think what I learned from that video is that I've been pronouncing Brittany's name wrong all this time.
You know, Gary, I love you unconditionally. It's Brombacher, but you know what? I will respond to whatever.
You know, you should have corrected me like right off the bat so that I didn't continue to embarrass myself for a long time now calling you Bombacker. I think Bombacker sounds cool, but Brombacher.
It's just the English way of pronouncing it. You're doing it the English way.
Yeah, that's right. Tim, brilliant. Yes, that's what I'm going to go with. Yes.
Yeah.
We say Bombacker different in England.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's a good excuse. I think you should fall back on it.
Sidewalk, pavement, boot, trunk, Bombacker, Brombacher. You know, that's just how I was brought up, Tim. That's just how I was brought up. Into it. Brittany, I love you dearly, but would you mind going back to your seat? You're kind of freaking me out.
It's really freaky.
Yeah, I don't like it. I really don't like it.
It's like you can hear her breath in your ear.
Hello, Gary.
She's just looking at your Switch.
Yeah,
she's like, "What you playing? What's going on over here?"
So, okay, look, Brittany, I will drop your links into the chat when you return to your seat. How about that?
Did Andrea take my chair? She did.
How about we make a deal?
I did.
So What's Good Games? You know, and by the way, guys, congratulations! Like, What's Good Games is not even that old, and yet you've already built this amazing thing. It's really, really impressive, and I think, and the community seems like it's been a big part of helping you build it, right?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you so much, Gary. I do want to give a quick shout out to Dale North, our composer. I saw a lot of people in the chat saying how much they loved our theme music, and he custom designed that music for us. So big shout out and thank you, Dale.
I'm dropping the twitch.tv link for What's Good Games into the chat right now, should you want to check out their Twitch channel. I'm also dropping the direct link to their podcast if you're interested in the What's Good Games podcast. It's also very cool. And then if you want to support them directly, I'm also, and this is the big one, we're dropping this into, I'm dropping the Patreon. So explain to me how the business aspects of this work. Are you mostly funded by Patreon supporters? Is that correct?
Yes. So we are really excited about our big anniversary this weekend, because the reason why What's Good Games is still a thing is because we are fan funded. We do now sell sponsorships on the podcast because with all of the other events that we're trying to do, we just needed some supplemental income to help us, because as anybody who's Patreon funded knows, you know, like that money kind of ebbs and flows. And so the reason why Patreon's so important to us and why it's so important for us to be funded is because it allows us to do the kind that we want to do and not have to feel beholden to following trends or to have to talk about specific games to get clicks, because we've all been there where you kind of have to chase what the headline is. And sometimes we don't want to talk about what the headlines are. We want to talk about what's passionate to us. Like how Brittany always talks about Yakuza now.
Oh God, it's my latest obsession. So good.
What is the? Let me ask you this: what is the future of What's Good Games? You've already grown. It's already had this incredible growth in a very, very short time. What's next? Are you where you want to be, or do you want to continue to grow it? And if so, like what are you gonna what's in the future?
Well, we're kind of taking it, like one day at a time, particularly right now.
Right now.
We had some ideas for things that we've wanted to do in 2020 that are obviously on hold because everybody's world is upside down right now, and it's really impossible to predict how the rest of this year is going to go. But I think one of the big things we wanted to do was start to bring on more voices to What's Good, and we were super excited to announce that Rihanna Manuel joined us back at PAX East when we made that announcement with us for a couple of months now, and she's going to be joining us on our tomorrow. So that was a really exciting moment for us to bring on like our first employee. But I think the idea is to try to make more content, and we've done that by adding our Monday show. So we now have a live show on Twitch on Mondays at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And that was like a big step for us because, we all had other things going on. Julian, production, as you know, Gary, is a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm learning that the hard way.
Yeah, we had a lot of we still have some great ideas, thankfully, when the world gets back to normal. But we just had this amazing studio built in Los Angeles. And we've really had to shift the content around because, like Andrea was saying, I typically go to LA once a month. But the plan was to really bump that up, shoot more stuff. We have some series we want to bring back, like the horror Let's Play Lights Off. But with all of this, it's been, I got to say, I'm proud of how we've adapted and quickly kind of turned around. And we did. Now we have this new Monday show, like Andrea said, and we're talking about maybe adding another show somewhere along down the line.
And I think your appearance on the show ended up being it was accidental, but it actually worked out perfectly because you guys are celebrating your 3rd anniversary tomorrow. Is that right? And you've got like a special anniversary thing happening to celebrate that. Is that right?
Yeah, we are starting our anniversary stream at 12 p.m. tomorrow. We are doing all kinds of really cool things. We're spotlighting some of our community members. We have a really fun fan video that we've put together with some missions from members of our community. We have a best of our funny stuff compilation that we're showing. And then we're also going to be showcasing our brand new Pride design. So as most people know, June is coming up, and that is Pride Month. And we are excited to once again be partnering with GLAAD. So last year when we debuted our Pride design, 100% of the profits of those designs in our merch store benefited the Gay Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, and excited that we are partnering with them again. And so all of the merch from last year plus our brand new Pride designs again to GLAAD.
That's great. I love it. I'm well played for you for supporting that. It's a very worthy cause. I absolutely applaud and support that. We got to talk about Animal Crossing. When we have Animal Crossing players on the couch here on the Animal Talking Couch, I do like to ask people how they're getting on. We got fascinating update last night from Danny Trejo's island, and again he's gonna be our regular correspondent going forward. But tell me about your Animal Crossing islands, each of you. Are you hanging out on each other's islands? Are the What's Good Games crew socializing in the Animal Crossing world, or are you just kind of doing your own thing?
Gary, I hadn't fired up Animal Crossing in about 3 weeks, but for you in this amazing show that it is such an honor to be on. I got out of my starter outfit. I even got a new dress, and I updated the game, and I'm here. So needless to say, my house right now and my island is a hot mess. I walked in, there were bugs skittering all over the carpet of my house. I walked out of the house, I had bedhead because apparently I had been sleeping for these past 3 weeks. So my island is nothing exciting to talk about.
What about you other guys?
I have fallen down an Animal Crossing rabbit hole in a way that I never thought possible. So when this game first launched, I very much was like, this is just not my thing. I've never been into Animal Crossing. I have no desire or intentions to play. And both Steimer and John, my husband, were like, you're going to hate Animal Crossing. It's just not your type of game. But I don't know what happened, but now I'm like really obsessed, and I'm in the process of rebuilding my island. I finally unlocked terraforming, and so now everything's changed. I've gone on the Reddit and got all the custom codes for the special path designs. Like, I I don't know what happened.
A pandemic happened.
Quarantine, yeah. I was like, quarantine got you.
The perfect confluence of a killer pandemic and this delightful game. I've said it many times, but this game came along at exactly the right time, just when we needed a distraction from the misery of the world outside. Here comes a world where the worst thing that can ever happen to you is you get stung by, and I think that's what people are.
Or a tarantula.
Or a tarantula. I've since learned how to catch them though. You got to sneak up on those bastards.
No. So what happens to me once is I spawned out of the house, right? Like you wake up or whatever, you come out of your house every time you fire up the game. There was a fucking tarantula outside my door. And so I had no reaction time and it just ran up and bit me and I passed out and then watched the animation of me coming out of my house again.
Tim, have you been bitten by any tarantulas yet?
Yeah. A lot. I was just running around. If you're running around at night, I think they get excited by you running and they just chase you. I was like, what? I'd never seen one before. And they're very persistent.
They're fast.
Yeah,
they're fast.
They'll chase
I was
you all over
terrified,
the
but I was
island.
really entertained. I was really excited. I was like, that was so cool that I got killed by a tarantula. Since then, I tried to farm a tarantula island. I made like a tarantula island and got a whole inventory full of tarantulas. But
how do you make a tarantula island?
Well, you can find one. There's a dodo island you can go to that just tends to be tarantula-ish, but there's also, you can look up all these, this is after my whole speech about not min-maxing the game, but I did try it once. You go to certain islands that are very plain, and you chop down every tree, and you pull up every plant, you get rid of all the places that any bugs can spawn, and there are all these rules for how you do it. You make it so only tarantulas can spawn, basically, and they just chase tarantula.
But the island
go ahead.
has to be a specific kind of island, because I've tried to do this myself and I've used 7 Nook Mile tickets and gotten bad RNG islands every time. So if there's water in the middle of the island, you're basically screwed. If there's multiple levels to the island, you're also basically screwed. You essentially need a flat island, and then you have to just demolish everything that's on the island so nothing else can spawn.
So earlier in the show, I invited Tim to join me in expressing my dissatisfaction at some of the game design choices that were made. That went nowhere because of course he's on the side of the game designers. Of course he is. But I want to invite each of you, because you guys are critics, you guys are observers, you guys are players, and you critique games all the time. So Christine, Brittany, Andrea, I want to invite each of you to please share, because again, maybe Nintendo will listen. Please share with me, each of you, your current top Animal Crossing pet peeve.
Well, so mine is actually, well, it's multiple things, but the tarantula thing is a funny one for me because I actually I was like a reptile wrangler for a little bit in my early 20s, and I would take snakes and lizards.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. I took snakes and lizards and bugs, and one of them, which was a tarantula, to children's parties or libraries or whatever to teach the children about the animals. And tarantulas are never in a million fucking years going to run after you like that. So I just thought it was a weird game design choice to be like, tarantulas in this game, incredibly aggressive, coming for you. Don't look behind you all the time because they will chase you down and bite you in the butt.
Okay, so you're not liking the zoologically inaccurate portrayal of tarantulas. That's your issue. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'll go with for the show.
Who else has got a pet peeve?
I mean, my biggest thing, there's a lot, so I'm going to keep it very brief. But my number one thing that it's frustrating to me is how when you're on somebody's island, like we're all of us are here now, that you have to stop and wait for somebody to in. It's kind of like, why? Why can't I
tell me about it? When I'm trying to do a show and I've got like 6 people that need to get to the island before the show, and Dodo Islands can only fly one person in at a time, and it takes like 2 minutes per person. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Nintendo.
That's Nintendo's online infrastructure. I recently watched this video on YouTube, and I think it's since been taken down. And it was called "Imagine Animal Crossing with the quality of life issues we actually want." I don't know if you guys saw that.
Adam won't let me watch that fake direct because he knows I'm going to rage.
Yeah.
I will wind up
Can we
smashing
not
my
tell
computer.
Gary about this thing?
I will wind if I watch that. I will wind up smashing my computer in rage and sending the bill to Nintendo.
Oh no! Well, I think it's been taken down. I mean, I'm sure there's someone probably uploaded.
Oh,
a
has
copy
it?
of
It's been taken
somewhere.
down?
Yeah,
no
I'm sure
idea.
that was our friends at Nintendo who did that.
Well, I'm kind of glad I didn't show that on the show. Now I was going to.
But because I was watching that and I was like, oh, I was getting angry that those weren't even features. Not get angry, frustrated, let's say, at those design choices. So it's kind of just there's not a lot of options to optimize and make it streamline a lot of the processes in the game. And I know it's supposed to be kind of slow going and, okay, one item at a time, one thing at a time. But in some senses, it would be nice if you could select multiple things, or you didn't have to pull from your storage to build stuff if the storage is in the house.
Oh my God! Don't get me started. Oh my God! Wait. Okay. Right. Okay. Now listen. When I'm in my house where my storage lives, just assume that anything's in my storage is in my pockets. Why is that so hard?
Yeah.
You want it to teleport from your attic into your pockets.
Tim,
Yes.
Tim, you had your.
It's like
Tim,
when you go to the bench,
Tim, you
it
had
should
your
just
turn.
know about the storage.
You had your chance, Tim.
You want me to cross the island and teleport things in your pockets too? Is that what you
Tim,
want?
don't come here.
Yes.
Don't come here and mansplain Animal Crossing to the good people from What's Good Games. That's
It's
Also,
called
Tim,
tips.
it's
wake
not a good
up.
look.
Why are you
It's not-
sleeping?
It's not a
What?
good look.
Oh, I'm just
yeah.
concentrating on. It's early.
I do want to give you props, Tim. Though I thought what you said about
You don't have to.
teaching us
No. Let's get into this.
was
Yeah.
was very good because I think that's what my problem with Animal Crossing was. Like the very first day I played, I instantly got angry that I couldn't do more things. I was like, why am I just being like blocked from this game? This is a video game I want to play. I only have time to play right now. I don't have time to come back every day and do these things. But I love that you were like, actually, it's kind of an allegory or comparison, analogy, whatever the word is you want to use on life is like you can only do so much in a day and you have to keep working to get what you want. Damn it, that's like super deep in a way that I'm angry.
Hey, how about batch crafting? Tim, explain to me why that's not a thing. Is that a hard thing to code? Hey, can I just make 5 fish bait at once, please, and not have to do it every time? What about that? Explain to me why that can't be done from a programming standpoint, Tim Schafer. You're the expert. You tell me.
Tim, why aren't you an engineer? Go fix it.
I'm not. My wife just came in the room. See, I'm arguing about development with. That's Gary. Yeah, I'm still on the talk show.
Special guest.
You can't tell which one I am? Sorry.
You can't tell which
You
one.
can't tell which one I am. He's the blonde with the bloody dress.
Anyway.
Sometimes it's hard to tell. I mean, my avatar doesn't look anything like me in real life. That's what I like about it.
Got it.
Well, you
like
have
the-
hair
what
in
I'm
this
wearing.
one.
Right now.
I like the fact that I'm not going bald in this world. I'm much more handsome in this game than I am in real life. This is what I'm doing now. Like the webcam, I don't even use it anymore. Who needs it? Nobody wants to look at my real face. They like this guy. This little cute little guy.
That's just become what you look like to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
when I
this
think
is
of
my.
Gary, I think of your Animal Crossing avatar.
I mean, this is my. I mean, this I replaced my Twitter avatar. Like whenever I do, like I've done like some media interviews about the show. I always do it in character as the talk show guy because like you don't want to see the real me, you know.
Yes, we do, Gary. Come on.
You don't want to see the guy that's got his hand up Cookie Monster's asshole. You want to see Cookie Monster.
What? Wait, what?
Oh,
Wow.
that
What?
took a turn.
Oh, I get
I
it.
don't-
Okay, for a second, I was like, okay, Cookie Monster puppet. Okay. That was
Tim,
weird.
didn't you
Oh my God.
didn't you do a whole thing with Cookie Monster one time? Maybe that's why
Cookie
I thought of
Monster's
it.
asshole. I did.
I remember that, Tim.
Oh, boy.
That's a really specific Reddit channel.
Leah in chat says this got dark.
Yeah.
Reddit.com/r/Cookie Monster's asshole. Check it out. They've got a great community over there. Very, very non-toxic. Surprisingly non-toxic community given the subject matter.
Is this a real thing? 'Cause I'm about to go to this.
No,
No.
I feel like by the end of the day it's gonna be.
Yeah, someone could definitely make that.
Cookies are gonna be fucked forever.
I mean, I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it already is with like 10,000 Redditors.
Incognito tab.
All those cookies
everybody.
go in. The cookies got to come out somewhere.
Yeah, I know. It looks like there's
Does
no
it though?
Cookie
Does
Monster
it though?
asshole
Because
Reddit.
Cookie Monster, let's be honest, when he eats those cookies, it's just all crumbs flying everywhere. Like I don't think he's actually eating any of those cookies.
I had to eat one. We did that shoot with Cookie Monster for Once Upon a Monster, and they had the cookies there, and they're not made of cookie. They're like made
They're
of.
not
like,
made
so-
of
What? They're not.
cookies?
Wait. They're not real cookies.
Well, I can't speak at it. I don't. Henson does different. I don't.
Are we outing?
The shoot.
Wow.
Was
Wow.
You're gonna get us. I'll never be able to work with them again. But we.
I thought you were a professional.
On the set that we
Did you
had,
sign an
it was
NDA?
It had some. Okay, just for our shoot, maybe because we weren't paying
I
a lot.
got the clip.
Cookies were full-on cookies, and they were like they had some cookie ingredients, but they also had like sawdust or something, some lengthener. What do you call it?
Wait, what?
Fluffer? No, what do you call it? They were like
Not a fluffer. That's a very different thing.
I mean, that makes sense though. Think about it. If you're trying to eat cookies with a puppet, the chocolate gets all ooey gooey and melty.
Yeah, you
That'd
don't
be
want
fucking
sugar.
gross.
You know what? I found the clip.
one-
I found the clip. I'm going to the clip. Here it is. Here's
Oh,
Tim
guys, Cookie
Schafer.
Monster's asshole.
Here's Tim Schafer with.
Like,
Well, I
the
don't know if he's
greatest
got his hand
moment.
up Cookie Monster's asshole or not, but here he is
I'm not saying we're man.
with Cookie Monster.
These are the deep, insightful conversations.
They're gonna hate me talking about that.
Oh
this
yeah,
is the one
going
right
home with my new Xbox 360.
I love that the
boy, me don't get wait.
Can't wait to get home and play with my kid tonight.
And this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Have you the one where
You got your cookie in my Xbox.
Oh no!
What, Tim? In me
yeah, I'm doing some full-on acting there.
Hey,
I missed that shirt.
you thinking what
We,
I'm thinking?
Yeah, me totally.
The one
on
where I
the
actually
same
ate
page.
the cookies, another one,
5
Gary,
second
where I actually put it in
rule.
my mouth.
Wait, you
And it's
put the
not-
fake
it was
cookie
mean.
in your mouth?
Part of a meme. Yeah. Like,
So what it tastes like?
Was it like cardboard? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
And
he's
so you have to kind of cram it in your mouth. I still have that Xbox in my office. You have to cram it in your mouth and kind of destroy the cookie with your mouth, and then make sure all the crumbs fall outside of your mouth because it's super toxic. I'm sure it was.
Wait, so
I mean,
Tim, did you ever find out what actually those fake cookies are made of?
I didn't get a recipe list, but they're not made for consumption.
They're not in any way edible. They're not fit for human consumption.
Well, I mean, you could probably choke it down, but I wouldn't advise it on daily
They're made of
basis.
arsenic, actually, so we would not recommend it.
After all this celebrity name dropping, how are we not recognizing the fact that Tim met Cookie Monster?
Yeah, Tim,
I know, the most
what was it
famous
like working
person
with
of all.
what was it like working with
to-
Cookie Monster?
If you ever wanted to get Cookie Monster on your show, you kind of blew it by bringing up his anus. Like, that's not the way to start with Cookie Monster.
You're not
They're
getting
gonna- anybody
anybody from the Muppets. They are not coming
They're
here.
going to be like, well, let's watch a show to see what the show's like, and then they're just going to turn red. Oh, so
Tim,
mad.
what seriously, because obviously that's like a bucket list kind of cool item. What was it like working with Cookie Monster?
It was amazing because they're great. Like the actors who the performers who do them are just like improv comedians. You know, like they're like Saturday Night Live cast members. They're just so used to just improvising with puppets, and they're just really funny and really creative and really on the spot. And we filmed those. You know, Kevin Clash, who does Elmo, was like helping us, get all the sets arranged and stuff. So everyone just kind of chips in and helps film those little shots. So it was great, and it was strangely emotional for me to go to Henson Studios and see the puppets, because I got to see Cookie Monster, and I love Snuffleupagus as a kid, and I was like, so how many Snuffleupaguses were there? Was that like number 43? And they're like, no, that's it. That's number 1. We've refeathered it from time to time, but that's the original one. And I was like, oh my god.
He was always my favorite, Mr. Snuffleupagus.
And then I saw Cookie Monster, and I think there were 2 Cookie Monsters in all of. They're like 8 Elmos. They're just a smaller number than you'd think of each one. And so I was like, and they said I could touch the fur, and I was like, touching the fur.
Oh my god.
And it was like, it made me happy in a very strange way.
I don't think it's strange at all. That's
Good way.
you're feeding your inner child right there. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
it.
It was great.
Apparently, the Cookie Monster's arsehole subreddit has now been created, so that's
I
happened
saw
live
that.
on the show.
It has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me.
You're the one who felt a weird way while stroking it.
This is a whole
that
show.
bad.
I look forward to joining that
my
subreddit.
God.
By the way, Animal Talking
You
also
want to
has
beef
its
it
own
with a
subreddit.
photo of
now.
that.
Animal Talking has its own subreddit, reddit.com/r/Animal Talking. If you want to join that community, join that and Cookie Monster's asshole at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Animal talking in Cookie Monster's asshole.
Don't say join Cookie Monster's asshole.
Just everybody hop on in there.
Oh, God.
Guys,
Well, yeah, that's the logo of the slogan of the channel. Everybody
One
hop
of-
on in there.
one of these days, I'm going to bring one of these live broadcasts in under 2 hours. It obviously is not going to happen, but we are getting close to wrapping up. And what we do now, of course, one of my favorite segments on the show, we do invite you all to step up to the microphone and tell a joke. So I don't know who wants to go first, but please do, and any of you, please do come up and step. You need to transit through the host desk.
Tim needs to go. No, Tim, no, you need to go last. You need to go last.
I gotta go first because I gotta get this great joke about Switzerland out of the way. Move it, Gary.
Oh God.
So what's great about Switzerland? No.
Hold on.
How do we even get there?
Let me get the as you're doing this. Let me get the poll up. Because everyone the community
Start
gets
dancing.
to vote. The community gets to vote on who has the best joke. So Tim, while I'm doing that, why don't you take it away? Funniest man in the games industry, everyone. Don't forget.
No,
Tim
great.
Legend.
No,
Tim
no,
of
this is
Legend.
bad.
Tim Schafer.
I like you guys are staying in line.
Please
okay,
tell us your joke.
can I tell two really quick because I don't know which one's actually good. Okay, this is the old one.
Yeah, but after that, you have to pick one that's going to be submitted for the vote. So you tell me after you've done both.
You guys help me.
Andrea.
This is one I got from. What's happening?
Hold on, wait, hold on, Andrea.
I already told it.
I'm not kidding. Get out of
Oh
this.
my God.
You got to get out of that seat.
She can't. She's stuck.
I can't get out, Gary. They won't let me.
Sorry. This is a coup. We're taking over Animal Talking. Oh, damn it, Gary.
Okay.
Okay. I got this
But
joke
don't we
years
have to
ago
get
from.
in the chair and hop over it?
Okay, she's out. All right. Tim.
Is there any other way to get there, though? We have to sit in the chair for a second, don't we?
Yeah, for a second.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I'm just making sure. I'm like, is there a different path? I don't know.
No, but like Andrea was like trying to be some kind of guest host or something. I'm not having that.
Gary set it up because this is how Carson did it. You had to climb over the host chair to get to the.
Yeah, it's a
podium.
classic talk show staple. Have you never seen the Tonight Show? You have to climb over the Johnny's chair to get to the mic. All right,
Fart in his chair.
Okay.
Tim, take it away.
This one is from Anna Kipnis from years ago, and it's a little off color, so I hope it's okay.
That's all right.
What is brown and sticky?
I don't know. What is brown and sticky?
Stick.
Brownie.
A stick. You
Don't
blew
step on his joke. You don't step on his joke. That's comedy. That is comedy etiquette 101.
Competition going on here.
I only did it because it's Tim, and Tim and I are friends.
Okay, Tim. I think
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Tim.
Oh, no.
Now you absolutely get to tell another one. And please let Tim tell
I
his
don't
joke.
know if I feel like it. I don't know if I feel like it anymore. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
look how sad he is.
You hurt
Tim,
Tim's.
come
You've hurt
on.
Tim's feelings.
Yeah. You
He
guys.
can't be mad at me because my character name is Governor Marley, and my island is Melee Island, so he can suck it up.
Therefore, she owns your soul, Tim, and you can't ever get mad at her.
Great. Okay.
Tim,
Yeah, well-
please, my deepest apologies on behalf of What's Good Games. Please do
It's fine.
tell another joke.
I forgive. If I can forgive you for giving Costume Quest a 7, I can forgive this.
Wow! I actually didn't. Yep. Okay. I still love Costume Quest.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the kind of. Yeah. Waiting for that moment.
Tim,
How long have you been harboring that, Tim?
Last joke. This is an actual interview candidate at LucasArts. Use this joke to try and get a job.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, these two flies are sitting on a lump of shit. That was during the job interview. I hope it's okay. Can I swear on the show? They're sitting on two flies are sitting on a piece of poop.
Okay. No, I like lump of shit. Go with it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good.
I don't want to give you
I
notes.
like lump of shit.
I like. Yep. Okay.
Quote of the day.
And one of them farts, and the other one says, "Do you mind? I'm eating."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes. Nice. I'm done.
All right. Okay.
Wait, where
who's
do
next?
I can't get out of here.
Well,
it's a death trap. This is a
I know.
fire hazard.
Yeah, you're stuck.
You can go on standby over there right now. I'm going to step aside and let Brittany step up to the mic.
Let me
here.
slow walk to the mic.
Blocking the
Okay.
camera.
Okay. I also
All right.
have a fart joke.
I don't know. I can't be lurking behind you like that. It looks very.
I'm gonna look up
inappropriate.
the punchline so I can say the punchline before.
Okay. All right, Brittany. The floor is yours.
What do you call a teacher who never farts in public?
I don't know. What do you call a teacher who never farts in public?
A private tutor.
You know what?
Nice.
I gotta say. You know what? I didn't
That's
want to.
actually
I
pretty
didn't want to like it, but I like it.
Thank you.
All right, Andrea. It looks like you're up next.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
Brittany's really committing to this zombie walk thing, by the way. I like that. She's committing to the bit for the whole show.
Eh.
Okay. All right, Andrea, you're up.
In the spirit of the really bad jokes I write on our Patreon postcards every month, and an animal joke.
I love how you're getting the plugs in, like, even now. Like, it's amazing. You are such a pro. Such a pro.
Always be closing. ABC.
Absolutely. Andrea be closing. That's, I think, the new ABC. All right.
What do you call a dog magician?
I don't know. What do you call a dog magician?
A labracadabrador.
Oh my god.
That is a very complicated word.
Should have practiced that one.
Yay!
What was that emote you were just doing?
My finger slipped, sorry.
No, not you.
Oh,
No,
God.
my
Save
finger
it for the monster
All right,
Reddit.
Steimer,
Yeah.
you're up.
Cool. And Tim, if you know the answer to this, feel free to interrupt it and
Oh.
fine.
All right,
I'll
here we
take
go.
it.
Here we go.
Why does Donkey Kong always brush his teeth?
I don't know. Why does Donkey Kong always brush his teeth?
To prevent tooth decay.
Ah,
All right, it's a
yeah.
thinker.
DK.
It's a thinker.
It is.
All right, the
Nice.
poll is
Hold on.
up. The poll is up at the top of the
I'm
chat.
gonna get that soon.
Who
I'm
had
gonna get
the
that
Who had
soon.
the funniest joke?
I
don't
liked
know
the
wh-
private tutor.
I don't know where I'm
personally.
going.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
go
where
for
I'm
tutor.
going
I'm
with this
voting
one.
for
Thank you.
I don't know where I'm going with this one.
Cool.
It's at the top of the chat window on the right side.
Looks
Oh.
like Brit is,
I'm gonna say
taking it
Brit.
away.
Oh, hey. Any of y'all like fart jokes?
I mean, it was good. It was a great joke.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Google.
Okay, let's all go.
Now, how do we?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Mike.
invite
How do
you-
we? How do we do this?
You may now transit back through the host desk. Thank you. That's
When do
more
we open?
like it.
When do we
Andrew.
open our presents, Gary? I
We're
just
gonna
want
do
my
that. We're
presents.
doing that next. We're doing that next. That's the last
Andrea,
thing we do.
leave the lights alone.
I'm sorry, I was trying
Wait.
to play the keyboard.
You,
This is fun.
You can play the instruments. They're Adams. I don't care what you do with those.
I do like this. This is fun. I'm
Well,
a shy.
I was
Tim,
actually
Tim,
helping
Tim,
Gary.
Tim.
I know a bunch of famous people. Let me list all the. Do you like old comedians? Blah 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 blah. Okay.
Whatever, Tim. You know what, Tim? I was actually going to ask you if you wanted to sub in for me sometime when I needed a guest host. I'm
Oh.
not too sure about that anymore.
What does it pay? What's the pay?
You know what? I'll make a deal with you. You get paid as much as I do. How about that?
Best favored nations clause.
Yeah, you get the host. You get the host, the full freight host pay, which is precisely 0. Brittany, please.
Gary, you don't have a chair for me. Where do you want me to sit?
You know what? Okay, you're right. That's a good point. You're right. Come over here, please. Please step over here, please. In order to unwrap your gift, so you are going to have to stand up. You cannot unwrap. Tim, if you have any perspective on this, please let me know why you can't unwrap a gift while you're sitting on the couch. I'd love to hear the game designers'
You'd have to make
perspective on that one.
Well, let's see. I'm sure it causes bugs. That's that. You can answer.
It causes bugs.
It causes bugs.
Here's the answer
You
for
want bugs?
everything.
Because that's how you get bugs.
It causes
It's all,
bugs.
it does. Like this is the answer for everything is we don't have enough time to fix all the bugs that will cause. That's seriously the answer to all your problem questions.
Each of you were given a gift from the show in lovingly gift wrapped. Please now open the gift, and I hope you appreciate it. Everyone gets the same gift. Please
Everyone?
enjoy.
A raccoon figurine.
Ah,
Yes,
thank you,
please. We
Timmy.
have
Item in the
one
game.
there. We have one there at the back of the set, so you can take
Best
that home,
item.
and it's a souvenir of your visit here.
Ooh.
I hope you'll
Spoiled
treasure that.
surprise.
I hope you'll treasure
Beautiful.
Oh, thank
Why,
you.
thank
Tim
you.
still
I
hasn't
will
found his
applaud
gift.
for it.
No, I found
Thank you,
it.
thank
Oh,
you.
the
Oh,
poppers
Brittany,
went
no, you
off.
did it wrong.
Pretty
No,
sure.
Brittany, what are you doing? Don't do it.
I did it. I popped off.
No, but You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
Well, this is why I now give. This is why now I now give guests a whole stack of them because they can't help themselves. They pop off the poppers right away.
I remember Gary specifically said yesterday, try not to use them all before the show. So I held onto them until the show now.
Look, I'm going to try to do it from the seated position just to.
I don't
Look
think
at
you
that.
can.
I don't think you can.
Okay.
Oh, you can.
Tim,
Developers
that just makes it worse. I can blow off a party popper by sitting down, but not unwrap
These
one.
people work day and night to make entertainment for you, and you just shit all over them.
All right. Adam.
You don't deserve entertainment.
Adam.
That's what I say.
Adam. Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming on the show. Again, Monday we have a wonderful show. Cliff Blazinski will be here, creator of Gears of War, Professor Tom Nichols from the Naval War College, and one of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers on the planet, LD Shadow Lady, will be here. We'll also have a special live performance by our resident house DJ Cupcakes. Very excited about that. But for now, allow me all, please, to thank all of my guests, Tim Schafer, and from What's Good Games, Brittany Brombacher, Christine Steimer, and Andrea Renee. Check out What's Good Games. Check out Double Fine and everything they're making over there. They, of course, do wonderful, wonderful stuff. We'll be back here Monday. TGIF. Have a wonderful weekend. Blow off your party poppers now. Go nuts. Yay!
Woo!
I love it. I love it. And we will see you all next time.
All right. Face. Wow. I mean, it's way happening way too much.
Yes, that's what we like to do.
5 times.
That's true. It's too many.
Probably gonna keep laughing. Is it awkward if I?
Oh, I just left. Or should I have not left?